G'day, my name's Matt Parkinson and I just want to share a devotion with you today. I remember this movie made back in 1993 where a TV presenter, a weatherman, is stuck in something called Groundhog Day, where until he gets his life together and does it right, whatever that is, he's going to be stuck there. He doesn't get to move on. He wakes up every morning in the same stuff in this cold town, in this Hicksville, and this fella has to get life right before he can move on. And you know, you could be mistaken to think that you're living in that movie at the moment with the COVID-19 stuff. It seems every morning we wake up, same news, same stuff. We can't seem to move on from where we are at the moment. And it's not so much about getting it right, but collectively we have to do this flattening of the curve before we can move on, so to speak. And I think it's important to note that we can live a life like that. Wake up every morning with no meaning and it can just flow on to the next day. But with God, there's a difference. With God, there's a relationship that reveals something of this world far beyond what we can see ourselves. God helps us see beyond the horizon. He gives us a glimpse of what He sees. And I think it's really important for us as His people to find the time to be with God so He can reveal that, so that we can be more and more transformed into His likeness as we journey with Him. You know, the other thing is that we all know that when we spend time in a relationship, the more time we spend with that relationship and working on it, the better the relationship gets, and it's no different with God. And he touches a little bit on this, this need to do the same thing or to form habits or disciplines, whatever you like to call them. He refers to it a bit in Romans 12 too, where he says, well, Paul says, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You see, there's something really healthy about forming habits that help us be better people. Not so much to, we're not going to gain we're not going to gain His favour. We've already gained that through His Son Jesus. You know, God's grace and mercy gives us that. It's a default we get through nothing we can do. But as we journey with God, the desire to want to be more like Him becomes stronger and stronger. And I think it's important to form habits for all of us that are healthy habits that bring us closer to God. For me, I find the same time of day putting aside for God has been really important over my journey. And I know that when that diminishes, it seems my relationship with God, I feel more distant when I don't do that. And yet when I keep this regular habit and routine going, I get closer to Him, I understand Him, He reveals more to me, and I'm sure God is transforming me more and more into His likeness every day. So I want to encourage you, if you feel that you're maybe a little distant at the moment, draw closer to God. Find the time every day to just read, maybe just sit quietly and hear from Him. But form habits that will bring you closer and closer into a relationship with Him. You know, it's really important for us all, through these times especially, that we have more than what this world can offer, because at the moment it doesn't offer very much. So I just urge you to seek Him, spend time with Him, read His Word, and be encouraged by what God reveals to you. He's got a plan for you, He's got a plan for me. And the more we spend time with Him, the more He reveals that to us. We don't change God, He changes us, there's no doubt about that. And I encourage you to seek Him out today. You know, there's a lot I'm looking forward to doing when all this COVID stuff's over. And one of the things I miss more than anything at the moment is our Sundays. Something I take for granted, you know. We rock up here to church together, we worship face to face with each other, share a cuppa, you know, talk life, all those things. I'm so looking forward to some normality coming back in there. And there is one habit and routine that I'll never take for granted again. So I encourage you, seek His Word today, seek a closeness and develop strong habits with God. And I look forward to seeing you soon, face to face, and sharing life again with you. God bless you.